Hey, Tony Gasson here, popping in for another episode of Talks with Tony. Now, unfortunately, I don't have too much time today. Only got 30 minutes, so we're gonna see what we could do, and hopefully, I don't have to do a part two on this. But this email look a little long. Whoa, it's a little long. All right, hello, Tony. I feel stuck, really stuck. I need to break free from this devil-sent soul tie that I am tied to for the last 10 years. The devil has his claws so deep. When I was 16, all I was looking for was communication and going out, meeting new people and talking to the opposite sex, finding friends. I was homeschooled for the last 6 years of school and changed countries 2 times. So here I meet and crush really hard into the first guy that came along and seriously wanted me. I wasn't looking for no boyfriend, but he made me fall for his charm, his car and leather jacket. I was so in love that every red flag I dismissed, I told myself that I am the type of girl that has one man for the rest of my life. He was my first and my last. Young and stupid. About a year later, I gave birth to our son. The same winter, he proposed, and we got pressured into living together. My parents wanted us to marry first, but I had problems with my documents, so we couldn't, and my parents gave us their rented house and left us to be. Now, 9 years later, we are still engaged. Our son is 8, and I can't stand this prison anymore. He is full of emotional Y'all, when I skip over the words like that, it's for certain reasons. Manipulation, alcohol, drug, hiding things, childhood, absolutely no vision of the future, putting up walls between me and the rest of the world. His relationship with our son is based on fear and not love. Now, I do believe in miracles and change, but the one thing that is horrible is that he doesn't believe in God. He tricked me when we first talked about God. Now, without God, I need to run away fast, run for my life. I have closed my eyes to God throughout these years while dating this dude, but I have begged for forgiveness, and God is the center of my life. He always was, deep in my blood and in my family and throughout my whole life. That's why the devil is trying to destroy me. Nobody in my family has such problems. Today, I would rather be alone than with this man-child fiance I'm with. I told him many times that I don't want to live with him anymore. He responded that I have no choice and we have to be together until our son turns 18. The reason behind him saying this is that his father has left him and his family when he was little, and he won't let that happen to our son. He won't let his son be without him like he was without his father. I am stuck beyond the normal. I have no driver's license, no full-time job. I am alone, away from my relatives, the whole continent of Europe, and I have no education because I have cheated my way through education. I live not even from paycheck to paycheck, but worse. And he pays the rent, but he is in debt. I have no friends. The closest ones are the people whose houses I clean. My plan is to get rid of all the material things that I've accumulated through 13 years of living in this house. I am a few months away from getting my driver's license, and I'm growing and learning with the help of your videos and also other people's videos and many more. I am asking the Holy Spirit to lead me every day. My question is, how do I break free from someone who doesn't want to let me go, refuses to talk about it, and I can't just take my son and bag and get out of the house? 90% of the belongings are mine. He won't leave this place. Just no and period are his words. Pretends everything is good. How do I untie this? When there is 10 years of baggage and ties, I can't support myself. I've been stripped of everything. Thank you. God bless you. I sure need the Lord to bless me. Lord, rain down on me with this right here. Come on now, sister. Do I look like Jesus next of kin? Now listen, I appreciate you giving me the opportunity, but this right here is a whole lot. This a whole lot you done wrote in. Come on now, sister. Now listen, this is the thing. This is the thing where you have to see hope. And when you quote unquote know God, God, you put in a test by the adversary, but there's always a way of escape. So now you cleaning people's houses. When you're in a situation and you feel desperate, you got to use everything to your advantage. So you got friends who you clean their house. When you clean somebody's house, that is an act of service. An act of service is also a love language. So it endears you to people. Most house cleaners are cleaning the house of someone who can afford a house cleaner. Someone who can afford a house cleaner has resources. Some of those people may be in real estate that you don't know anything about, because they're not just going to come tell their house cleaner, hey, I own 10 properties, because they're not talking to you on that level. Now you call them a friend, but they got you cleaning their house. So friend may be a little loosely used, because you typically won't have your actual quote unquote friend in the true sense of the word cleaning your home. You may treat the person nicely, it may be an associate, but it's kind of hard to ask your actual friend to sweep your dusty floors and, pick up your dirty drawers. And so understand that right there now, that these people that's nice to you and the people that you know and the people that you are helping out, the thing is you have to be able to find allies. And I'm reading as I'm talking. You have to be able to find allies. You have to be able to talk to people and to let somebody who you feel is trustworthy, to let them into your space. And you never know who will be used to bless you, because somebody may have a room that you can go stay in. Somebody may have a rental property that you can rent in exchange for you cleaning their home with what you're doing. And so you almost close to getting your driver's license. And I'm trying to see again where you said I have no friends. Okay, you said I have no friends. So you was right. The closest ones are the people whose houses I clean. So correction on that. You wasn't calling them your friends. You saying those are your friends. You saying that's the closest people you know. And that's what I thought you meant too. That's what I thought you said, because I'm like, that don't sound right to be cleaning your friends' houses. But it's the closest you know. And I'm going to tell you, I know people who clean houses, and some people done got thousands of dollars worth of gifts and products and stuff, vacations worth thousands or tens of thousands. So it's a lot, that could be done, and you never know who's going to be your ram in the bush. So when you getting out of the house, that means you're not trapped on the island, on Gilligan's Island. So you have to use that. And you got to speak into, you got to speak to somebody and say, listen, I'm really going through and I'm working on a lot right now. I'm trying to save money and I'm looking to get away from this toxic situation that I'm in. Now, one of the things that you said is, you said it's emotional. This guy is emotionally ill. So the fact that it's emotional, it's not a physical blow to your temple that can take your life. It's to hurt your heart. It'll break you down slowly but surely. But you understanding that, you can catch his words and you can reverse it. You can refuse to internalize it by talking to yourself and say, I don't receive that. I don't respect that. I know what he's doing. I see what's being done. I'm not going to let it affect my heart and my mind and trap me. I'm going to get out of this. I am better than this. I deserve more than this. And so now you can reverse that by not allowing it to sit inside of your mind and your heart and believing it, because it's not true. And so that's what I want you to understand here. Now, the next thing, what you have to realize is understanding the blessing can come from anywhere. When you tell the people you cleaning their houses, you never know what one of them gonna say. Well, what do you need? Like, do you need first and last month's rent? Like the money for first and last month's rent? Do you need me to co-sign on a place? Do you need to stay in our guest room? Like when he goes to work, do you need me to come and pick you and the child up, and then we'll help you go through. I actually was just talking to a gentleman who he has a house cleaner, like a nanny, an assistant, and she's in a toxic situation, and she happened to let them know, and he said, we already have a lawyer on deck for her. We got a custody lawyer for her. So sometimes the blessing for your escape is right under your nose. And so, and the Bible says you have not because you ask not. And so the people who know you and they watching you and they see that, listen, you coming to work and you cleaning this house and you ain't stole nothing. We done left out diamond rings. We done left out $1,000 worth of stuff and you ain't stole nothing. We see you a good person. Them people will help change your life. I know another young lady who was being an assistant, being a nanny, being a, like a house manager, house cleaner, and individuals she was working for changed her life, took her life to a whole nother level, paid for tens of thousands of dollars for her wedding. Like, your blessing could be right under your nose. But see, the thing is as humans, we so afraid. We're so afraid to let somebody in. We wear a mask and we put on this mask, and the mask has a smile, but under the mask is where our tears are. And sometimes you got to be vulnerable to the place to where you need to let somebody in, to let somebody know that you're hurting. So you stacking everything against you, but not looking for what is working for you, what's in your favor, what's right there at your disposal, that you have access to, that you don't know what can come from it unless you open your mouth and you ask. And you can look back and you can see the mistakes and you see where you chose, and you said, young and stupid. You don't have to go that hard on yourself, but you chose wrong. And so here's the thing. This man, he's a weak man. He's an insecure man. He's an immature man. But he gets all of his confidence and his strength from your weakness. So he's taking your weakness. He's pulling from you to fill himself up. And so he's complacent and comfortable because he believes that you don't have the resources or the wherewithal to pull together the pieces of the puzzle. But you cannot disregard your mind, because a woman's mind is one of the strongest forces on earth. And when you really sit down and you process and you think about this thing, you will be able to come up with a plan of escape, an exit strategy that may even surprise you. But you're not tapping into that yet because you're wallowing in your misery. And you're giving yourself the sob story instead of the story of overcoming. And you're looking at everything that's wrong instead of trying to find what's right. And you're focusing so deeply on the problem and ignoring the solution. So what you have to have here is you got to have a paradigm shift where you shift your mindset, where you change your mindset and you start looking for the opportunity instead of focusing on the obstacle. You start looking for the breakthrough instead of focusing and settling in the breakdown. And when you get to that place and you shift your mind, you got to understand, look what these minds are doing. Look what the minds of the world are creating. They getting ready. They selling tickets to a spaceship for people to go to Mars. You see what I mean? Like, the mind is powerful. It's 10, 15 ways out of this. But a lot of times when we get in that slump, we can't see it. So really, truly believe and trust in the God that you say you trust and believe in. Because if you truly believe and trust in God, then you already know it's finna be a way made out of no way. You already know that you're not down and out. You already know that it's opportunity. You already know that it's going to be a ram in the bush. You already know that it's going to be a blessing. You already know God going to soften somebody's heart if you truly believe in actions and not just words. See, a lot of time we say the words and the words make us feel good and we able to pat ourselves on the back with the words, but you really truly got to walk by faith. You can't just talk about your faith. You got to step with your faith. You got to walk by your faith. You got to be willing to get on Google and find the nearest shelter and be willing to go spend a night or two there and to see if that's going to push him into change, if you want to make it work. But if you completely done and you done till now, you got to be willing to speak up, because you don't know who holding your blessing. You don't know who holding your blessing. You don't know where that blessing going to come from. So that's what you got to get to. And when you get there, you'll go ahead and you'll start to see stuff come together. Now I'm going to read one more. We got about 17 minutes. Hi, Tony. I need advice. 17 years with ex. Not married, but we have children. 13 years old. We've been now separated for 5 months and my mind is a battlefield. Let him move in. Don't let him move in. I feel like he turned into the devil, literally, over the last few years we were together. He scared the crap out of me when he became someone I didn't recognize. That's why I moved 2 hours away. He wants in or to come back, but I'm afraid of jeopardizing my peace. She put peace in all caps. I wasn't perfect either during the relationship, and that's what's getting to me. I keep thinking maybe we could start over new, but I'm fearful. Your input would be greatly appreciated. Thanks. Go on about your business. Go on about your business. Go on about your business, sister. Go on about your business. Anytime, listen, you put peace in all cap. Why would you don't jeopardize your peace? Because if you were meant to be with him, then you would have a peace about that. You wouldn't be questioning being back with him. That would be a no-brainer if he was the one. And you say you feel like he turned into the devil. So why would you, why are you even thinking about bringing the devil into your home? And you spelt devil and you put a emoticon, emoji, or whatever y'all call it, of the devil head in my inbox. I ain't want that in my inbox. Let me put the whole thing in my inbox now. But you put that in here, so it's like, you can't even consider that. And then 17 years, that's a lifetime. That's a lifetime. I thought you were finna say you 17 years old, but you've been with the ex 17 years. And then y'all got a 13-year-old. And then you say he's scared. You say he scared the crap out of me when he became someone I didn't recognize. That's why I moved 2 hours away. Listen, you let him get back to you. You might not see the other side of that. You might not make that back. So understand this. When somebody make you leave and it's a deep fear, and you done gave them over a decade, you done gave this man, you closer to 2 decades than you is to 1 decade. You done gave this man 2 decades of your life. It's a wrap. It's all the way over. It is all the way over. Come on now. It is all the way over. Y'all see, this is why I got to stay in the trenches. This is why I got to stay in the trench, because if y'all dealing with this right here and y'all considering this, I can't come down from the work God got me doing. People be losing their life. People be losing their life. And I pray that you ain't go back, because this letter here is old. This letter old. I pray you ain't go back. And if you went back and you sensing any kind of, if it's anything like it was that made you leave, you need to pack yourself, go on about your business. Pack yourself, go on about your business. You need to disappear. When your butt go to work, you need to go on disappear. All right, we on to number 3. Let's roll on through. I ain't gonna just harp on the same, clear-cut situation now. Hello, Tony. I've been following your channel for a while, and while I understand that the majority of your audience is women, I'm glad to see that you have started creating advice content for the men like myself that watch your channel as well now. I would like to hear your thoughts about whether it's ethical for a woman to pay child support to the father who has 100% custody of the children. Thank you. Now this name, that's an interesting name. Where you from, brother? Cause this right here, cause I know if you put that name in there and you said that you a man, this name right here is from another country. You might live in America, but this country, this name here, this is a different kind of name here. So I don't know if this was actually, this is a different name here now. It's an interesting name. God bless you there, my brother. But if you're gonna bring the system into it, Just like, some women don't want to bring the system into it, and some women do. Me personally, I'm for the system because when it's fair, because it has boundaries and it has accountability. When you're dealing with somebody who don't want to do right, who don't want to help, who don't want to, help financially, that's when I'm for the system. If somebody gonna do right by their child and they gonna help out and they gonna put some money there, then absolutely, So absolutely, I feel like it's ethical for the woman to pay child support if you have full custody because you more stable in this situation, and but yet she working and y'all was together, and then she turned out to be somebody you wasn't expecting. Then it's no different. You can't say, well, oh, the man could go on child support but the woman can't go on child support if the situation is the same. Now, just like I wouldn't be in favor of a man who lost his job, like literally lost his job, not just being sorry and lazy, but literally lost his job and just down bad. Just like I wouldn't be in favor in him being put on child support, because then he lose his license, and so now he can't even drive, he can't even get to work, or he lose his freedom. Some of them get taken to jail if they got back child pay. So I wouldn't be in support of putting someone who down just by the happenings of life, putting her on child support. But if she up and just gallivanting and she don't want to help with the child that she brought into the world because she just want to live her life and she want to run off and just do whatever, because it's very rare that a man get custody of a child. And so it's very rare that a man get custody. So typically when a man get custody, typically it's because the woman is on drugs, or she just unstable and unfit, or it's because the man got a whole lot of money. The man got a whole lot of money. We see celebrity men get custody. So if you got a whole lot of money as a woman or a man, and you got all the money that your child need, then no, it's not worth putting somebody on child support just out of spite. If you could take care of your child 100%, it's no sense in just throwing somebody. You really put somebody on child support when you need the financial help and they are in a position and able-bodied and capable of helping and choosing not to help. That's when child support should be applied, and that don't matter the gender, male or female. When you need the financial help and the person is able and capable of helping financially but choosing not to, that's when you got to bring them boys in. If that ain't the case, I'll go on about my business. God bless you now. Tony, so hurt and confused. Need your coaching like ASAP. I wish you had a TV show. I'm tired, ready to throw in a towel. I've been praying. Why is God letting me experience this kind of hurt and pain? Please respond. God allowing you to experience this because he know it won't kill you. He know it won't break you. And he knows that today, when you hear this message, you're going to realize that there's a purpose and a calling on your life, and that your voice has been heard, and that what you need to focus on is allowing your pain to birth your purpose. You got to understand that you don't go through for nothing. You go through to get to. So when you're going through, you got to make sure you're not just going through, but you are growing through, and that you are getting the lesson so that your mistakes can become lessons, so that your pain can become praise, so that your pain can birth your purpose, and your story can be used for God's glory. So whenever you are facing adversity and pain and trials and tribulation and setbacks and failure, whenever you are facing those things, when you come to that place, you have to laugh in the face of it. Because what you have to understand, just like Job, when he went through, he did not understand that there would be a double portion on the other side. He cursed the day he was born, but he never cursed God. And he did not understand that he was being tested, and God allowed him to be tested because he knew he could pass the test. And so when we see these situations, we got to press through. We got to press through. Let me see. Hey Tony, I'm a faithful listener on your YouTube channel. I thought you should know that I received a spam slash scammer call today with the phone number listed as being all zeros. Your name came up as the caller. The woman sounded like she has an Asian accent, and there was a lot of people talking in the background. She said she was from some kind of a diabetes group and wanted to know if I have diabetes. Sorry, I don't have any more info. I hung up on her. I don't know how my name get in your phone? Or you trying to say the lady done registered the phone number with all them zeros under my name? Hey, well, that let you. Well, ain't nothing I could do about it. Ain't nothing I could do about it. It must let me know I done made it. I hope that wasn't no dream, sister, that you had. I ain't never seen nothing like that now. What kind of scam that is? It's like, am I that important for somebody to be calling you with my name? It's like, if you gonna call me with Oprah name. Call me with Beyonce, Jay-Z name. Somebody with some money. They calling you with my name. Oh, what that gonna do? Like, you ain't giving me no money. Tony Gaskin, what you need? Okay, and Tony Gaskin who? I got bills to pay. Y'all don't even buy no course on TonyGaskinAcademy.com. So I don't know who she thought I was and why she using my name. Hey Tony Gaskin, I love your talks that are real and biblical. My problem is my guy has been having erectile dysfunction for a year going on 2. We ain't got enough time for this. I'm running out. I got 6 more minutes. For a year going on 2. We were friends for a while and decided to become a couple. We felt spiritual led to be a couple. He will not admit that he has a problem. He says that he can't get an erection because he feels convicted by God. That would make sense if he wasn't the one initiating it. We decided to be celibate and he promises that it will change. But I am very affectionate and sensual person, and I know that if that happens in marriage, I would divorce him. His relationship with is concerning. I have never been with a man that was so weird about talking about what they like so that we can see if we are compatible. Due to our graduate programs, we will probably be long distance for the next 4 years, so I'm thinking of breaking up with him. He believes God sent me to him. So if he believes that, why would he be satisfied with me being unsatisfied? What should I do? I'm gonna let y'all in the comments and let the Blessed Tribe help her out. Oh, Talks with Tony ED at 30. Now I have heard about that on a commercial that like guys at around 32 start to deal with that, but I can't begin to understand what that is and how that works. I don't know. Even though I'm a man, I don't have that issue, so I don't know what it comes from or what the reasoning behind it is. The other thing, it also says to me that there's no real connection between y'all, that y'all not meant to be together, because in a relationship, sex should be a plus, not a priority. And yes, I know we all gonna get, once you done had that feeling, that release, you can get sexually frustrated, but it's other stuff that could be done. You see what I mean? And what them out do. You know what I mean? Like, everybody got mouth and tongue and all kind of, it's like, but none of that even matters. None of that even matters because y'all playing with God. So actually, I can't even be speaking on this sin that y'all living in. And no, I ain't judging. I ain't holier than thou. But this right here, this is listen, when you doing what you doing right here, you got a hot corner. You got a hot corner in the devil house, and they giving you gasoline draws when you playing with God like this. Now, you can't play with God like this. You said, I love your talks that are real and biblical. Come on now, sister. How you love my biblical talks? and you stressed out and worried about your man having erectile dysfunction, cause you talking about you want you some, and that you will leave him if you marry him, and he can't get that thing up. And he initiating it, you say, but then the thing don't work. But both of y'all, and when y'all say y'all felt spiritually led to be a couple, listen, God ain't got nothing to do with this. God ain't nowhere near this here relationship. Because if this was God leading y'all to be a couple, for one, you never should just be platonic friends, then be a couple. When you meet each other, if y'all can't see a romantic interest, then just stay friends. Don't be friends and then y'all bored and lonely and then want to be a couple. And so for this right here now, if he really got that issue, that's something that he got to deal with the doctor. I know they got medication for it because I'll be seeing the commercials for it. And could deal with his diet, could deal with his, genetics, could deal, or if he like men's. If he like men's, I would imagine that might have a little issue now. And one thing I noticed now, some men who like men, they like to take their platonic friend, and when they can sense she desperate and she ready for love and she gonna be open to going from the friend zone to the relationship zone, they'll go ahead and make that switch. So now, hey, I ain't saying nothing too much now. That might not be the case. But you got to look a little deeper. But I'm going to tell you like real, stop playing with God. Y'all decide to be celibate. That's the best thing you could do. But then you said you very affectionate and a sensual person. And that if this happens in marriage, I would divorce him. His relationship with is concerning. Come on now, sister. You got to sit down. You got to figure out where you at. You got to figure out who you are. You got to figure out what really matters. And if you see this in dating and that's really a big issue for you, which to each their own. If that's really, I know it'll be a big issue for me if I'm in a relationship and can never do that, can never get, come together like that. I know that'll hurt. That'll be stressful. So I can understand that. Now, divorce? No, I can't see that. I'd rather be in some other kind of sin, like, 5-finger discount Angela than the divorce. Like, I'd rather, be doing something else than the divorce over not being able to sleep together. Like, I know we put too much on that. When that's supposed to be a bonus. Like, that's really to have kids. And yeah, it could feel good, but it's really to reproduce. And it's like we put too much on that right there. That's a problem with our society. We've been turned over to a reprobate mind. We so nasty, we so horny, we so freaky. That's why we can't build healthy relationships, because we building on lust and not on love. We building on chemistry and not on communication. We building mansions on the sand. We building on the wrong foundation, and that's why we really can't build nothing in our world, in the household, that's gonna be strong and worthwhile. Hey, I got to get going. I got to go get my sons for school, because my wife got an appointment, so I got to get my sons from school. Hey, God bless you. We'll talk soon. Y'all take care now.